Hey, what's going on, everybody? So I'm gonna start making a little coding video for y'all. Uh, First thing I want to do is I was working on my laptop, so I just wanted to transfer my code onto my desktop. I thought this would be kind of a cool thing to see because when I first started coding, well, you probably won't actually see it because it's on my laptop. But I'll just kind of talk through it. If you want to listen, you can. If not, whatever. But essentially, I'm using GitHub. If you haven't heard of GitHub, it's kind of like just a place where you can put your code and collaborate with other coders on it, etc. But I'm just gonna go ahead and put my code on GitHub. So right now I have it running on this Mac right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cancel this serve. I also have music playing in the back. I like music when I play. I actually like watching shows too, so I'll have like The Office on. But since I'm making a video, I thought shouldn't feel like it would be too much noise. So, but okay. So this app has a client side and it has a API side. So right now I'm in the client side, so I'm just gonna CD out of that. So now I'm in the entirety of the app. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and git add. Well, first what I want to check is I want to check if I'm in the right branch. And so the way you do that is in the console, you go ahead and type in git and then space branch. And it says that I'm in the phase 1 branch, which is exactly the branch that I want to be in because I have a master branch and then I have a phase 1 branch as well on my Git repository. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to github.com and just to make sure that is the right branch. And perfect, and I have that set as my main branch. So I could do, so what I can do, so it's telling me right now I'm on the phase 1 branch, but because it's set to my default branch, I can essentially like push this into forget what I just said. It doesn't make sense. I'm just trying to make what I want to do is like make these videos as simple as possible. So when I'm explaining my code, I don't want it to be overly complicated, and I don't want to, if anybody is even looking at this, to even learn just even anything about coding. I don't want it to be too complicated. I want you guys to feel kind of like I'm speaking the same language as you. And honestly, even if I probably tried, I couldn't speak like a complete coder yet. I mean, I've been coding for about 2 years, so and I'm still kind of relatively new at it. But I think I know a lot, but I just terminology wise, I'm not the best. But I think that's better teaching wise because the way I teach then is with analogies or with little words that feel everybody can understand. So okay, so I just checked. I'm on the Git branch. I'm in the phase 1 of my Git branch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do git add, git space add, and then space dot. And what's this going to do is it's going to go ahead and there's a local repository that's created, and all that code is going to be pushed into that repository once I run this command. And then you have to commit these changes. So you're going to do git space commit commit -m. I don't know what -m means. I guess that means message. So you just give like a message. I can say like updated styles, because I was working on the landing page for this app. This is a cooking app that I'm kind of working on right now with my buddy Nabil. And yeah, the most recent thing I did was update all the styles. I was working on this carousel component. I'll kind of show you that. Making a custom carousel is pretty tough, and I haven't seen many helpful videos on it to make it very smooth. And before I delve into any packages, I want to try doing it without using any packages. So I just want to make it all custom. But if I can't, obviously I'm gonna give up and use like a package or something. I don't know, but hopefully I don't have to. So I'm gonna commit these changes. So it went ahead and committed everything. So now once everything is committed, I want to go ahead and push it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do git push origin, and then I'm just gonna do phase 1. That's the name of my branch. And so it's gonna go ahead and push all these changes up to the branch. Cool. And I'm just gonna find something that maybe I can identify just to make sure that I saved everything. So I have these CSS styles that I just kind of look into. But I can also, wait, okay, that was bad. I can also look at the message that I just wrote. Okay, so I'm looking at the message and I see the message. It says updated styles 41 seconds ago. Okay, cool. So now we have that done. That part of my laptop is over, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up to the desktop. So we'll go ahead and open up Visual Studio Code. It opened on the other screen because I have 2 screens, but I'll do my best to keep everything on this screen right here. We don't need this guy. I think that was for RuneScape. Okay, I just wanted to check out the JSON file just because, like, when you start coding, it's funny, you know, because you start to understand some of these files that are like in video games and, you know, apps and everything. And so, like, it's just fun to, like, kind of look at them and just see, like, oh, okay, yeah, I at least understand the formatting of it. Okay. So I have Visual Studio Code opened up here, and I think I have my Chefs app here. Let me just check. Oh, that's the name of the app. It's called, oh, well, tentative name of the app. It's called Chefs. So let me go ahead and go to my projects here. Should be here somewhere. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Okay. My D drive. Dim files. That's actually the name of my folder. I call it DEM files. That was like 2 years ago. Okay. There's my Chefs app. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of just dragging the folder into here, I'm gonna do it the fancy coder way, because I think, I don't know, I think it's something cool to see. So go ahead and open my command prompt up. Gonna go ahead into my D drive. So you're gonna go at CD. I think it's just D. Is it that? No, actually it's just, I think it's just that. Or is, oh, it's just this, I think. Yeah. So in order to change drives on your, sorry, I'm gonna be clearing my throat real quick. Sorry about that. Okay, so one thing that my computer does is, like, and I'm sure a couple others, a few others, but, like, you know, you have different drives on your computer, and, you know, in the beginning you didn't know how to switch from your C drive to your D drive, so it's very simple. The command is just D and then colon, and you can switch, and it's just a lowercase d. You don't have to make it an uppercase D. Okay, so now we're in our D drive, and then we want to go ahead and CD, and it's CD stands for change directory. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy the file path of my app here, and let's see here. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and copy, and then CD, and then right here is the command, the directory that I want to go to. So do you see how it changed right now? So I was just in the D drive, now I'm in my web dev folder. And then I want to CD one more time because I forgot I have to CD to the Chefs folder. So it's just called Chefs. So now I'm in Chefs folder. So now what I'm going to do is, so in VS Code has a command called code dot, and this is basically going to open up the code in VS Code. So I'm going to go ahead and X out this screen. I think it's going to create another window if I do. So I'm just going to do code dot, and it should open up, if I press enter, right? So it goes and opens up the entire project right over here. How cool is that? I think that's pretty awesome. It's not super awesome, but it's cool. Okay, I don't like this song. Okay, maybe I'll put on some lo-fi. There was this one cool lo-fi song I heard. I forgot what it was, but it was in, you know, in this. Whatever. Okay, we'll just play this. Okay. So we have Chefs here, and there's a couple more things that we need to open up. So this app isn't just a static website. It's actually a full stack application. So it does have a database and it has an API. And you know, it's a big mess right now because I've been working on it since December, and there's a lot of components that aren't being used right now. There are some that are being used. So you know, once I kind of work through what the phase 1 of this app is going to be, I'm going to go ahead and clean this code up, because I think it's very important to keep a clean code so that anybody who is willing to come on the project, wants to come on the project, is able to follow along and catch up quickly. So let's go ahead and, what was I gonna do? Okay, so there is a couple other things that we need to run through the command terminal. So the database I'm using is called MongoDB, and MongoDB has a command that you have to run to connect it to a local port. So, and there's, you know, without getting too much into it, well, I mean, it's not too much into it, but okay, there's these things called environment variables on Windows. You can kind of set it to a command. So like if you have like, so if I have like this path and I wanted to run a command that leads to this path, I can actually set an environment variable like called like run chefs or something, or, you know, run chefs or whatever. And then it'll run that command that's within the file. So I did have it set for MongoDB, but for some reason it's not working. The command is mongod, M-O-N-G-O-D, and for some reason it's not working. And I literally just, as soon as I learned that I could do that, I tried it, and for some reason it wasn't working. But, you know, other commands are working, like Mongo. If I just do Mongo, it's working, but who knows why. I'll figure that out later. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and find the directory for MongoDB. So that's in my C drive. So you go to the MongoDB's, sorry, I'm clearing my throat way too much, but yeah, I just played basketball, and when I play for a long time, like my voice becomes very raspy. So I'm sorry, I apologize for that. Okay. So copy, and so right now, so we're in the D drive, and so we want to get out of that. I wonder if I can just do this. Oh yeah, I can. Okay, cool. So just to get out of it, you just switch directories. You just name the C drive, lowercase c, and then colon. Now I'm in the C drive, and so I want to change directories. Go ahead and copy and paste my code. So it says, you know, program files, MongoDB server, and you want to get to this bin folder. This bin folder is where essentially the file that runs Mongod is housed in. So we're gonna go ahead and cd to this guy. So now I'm in here, and now I can run the mongod command right here. So I would do mongod, and it's gonna go ahead and run it, and I know it's working when it says waiting for connections at port 27017. So awesome. That makes me really happy, because my laptop was giving me the hardest time connecting to MongoDB, and I have no idea why. That just tilted a bit. Hang on. Yeah, I have no idea why, but cool. This guy connected, and then there's like a little helper software that I have. It's called Robo3T right here. So this guy, it's kind of like just makes seeing data easier. So like I have a connection set over here, localhost 27017. And essentially, since now this port is live, I can go ahead and connect to it using this guy. So I just click connect, and I can see all of my databases right over here. So that's pretty cool. So now I got my Chefs DB, and I have all my different types of collections right here. I have my users, I have my recipes, etc., etc. So it's cool. Users aren't, I think their passwords aren't hashed yet, so you can probably just see them. So like, yeah, you can see like I have the name, that's my little sister's name, you know, her username, her email, whatever it is, and her password, you know, just some test dummy data. Okay, cool. And so we'll go ahead and minimize this for now, but I just wanted that open just because I wanted to get my database running, because I'm about to request a lot of data once I open up this app, and I just want everything to be working and not break. So now I think that's a lot of it. But now what we want to do is, because we did do some work on my laptop, I want to go ahead and transfer my stuff over to my desktop, and that's exactly why I updated my Git repository. So I think if I just run the git pull command, so what I want to do at first is I want to go ahead and check if I'm in the right branch. Okay. So you see, like, this is exactly what I did in the beginning. So I basically was here. This is the root directory. So you can see up here it says chefs, and then there's a front end, and then the rest of these files are back end. So it says that I'm in phase 1. So what I should be able to just do is do git pull, and it should pull all the updated code for me. So looks like it's working. Awesome. And I'm just gonna do an npm install. I don't know if, so npm install will install any packages that are being used in files but aren't part of my node modules folder. This node modules folder houses all of your packages that you've installed, but it is in the git ignore file, which is down here. And essentially this means that it's not gonna be updated in your GitHub code, because for security purposes, and this thing just takes up a lot of unnecessary memory, so you don't want to just put that up there. But so in order to get those packages, we use npm install, because npm install, what it's going to do is basically going to check, I believe, this package.json file, and then it's going to download all the packages that are inside of that package.json file and then add it to your node modules folder. You don't have to worry about that too much because this is a styling video, but just, you know, if you pick up anything, that's great, but I'll probably go into some more detail or like different videos about all of this stuff. But let's go ahead and do just a quick npm install just to make sure we have all our packages. Okay, good. And let's go ahead and cd, because we do have 2 node modules folders, so one's for the front end and one's for the API. So let's go cd into that and do another npm install. Just take a bit. This one probably has more packages. Just chill out for a bit, man. I hope it works. Oh, there we go. Should be installing. All right, cool. Done installation. All right, so now this is a React app, and so the way we're gonna go ahead and run this, if you want me to show you, I think it should be in the package.json file. The start script is right here. So you're just gonna go ahead and do npm start, and then it should run the application for you. npm start. It's gonna take a bit. Go ahead and minimize this guy a bit. Whoop. So this guy's, it's gonna take its time. I don't know if it already did start actually. No, it should tell me that's hosted. There it goes. Okay, it opened on my other screen. I'll bring it over in a bit. But another thing that we need to open is our API, so that it can make requests to the data, our front end. So I'm already in the API folder because it's the part of the root directory. But nodemon, it's a package that I installed, and I'm just gonna go ahead and call the file that's like the index file that the API is housing. So I'm go ahead and run the server. Okay, cool. The app doesn't, just fair warning, it doesn't look polished yet, but it's coming along slowly but surely. But you know, this is the app right here. This is the landing page of the app. So we started it a little bit, you know, just kind of added some, you know, little things, kind of like a scroll feature right here. You know, you can see like this, Like this is weird already, I can tell, because I was working on my laptop. But you know, you want to move this over a little bit, center this more. But then just refresh this real quick, just to make sure that the data loads. But yeah, you got, you know, scroll feature. Go to the discover screen. This is like kind of like what I was working on. This is a carousel that I was trying to work on. You know, it looks a bit ugly right now, but I think I got like the general functionality down. There's just a little bit of tweaks that I want to make. But yeah, you know, this guy, the next, should kind of just move these guys around over, add some styling. But what I wanted to do is, you know how it's like on the last item in the array, I don't want it to jump back to the beginning. That looks kind of cheap. What I want it to do is, as I'm scrolling through these, I want like it to loop, kind of like a circle. So that's kind of what I'm working on. You know, TBD when that'll happen, but I think I'll get it. I mean, it's kind of like with everything. You just give it some time, stick with it, and you'll learn. It's kind of like the premise for coding. Okay, so what we're working on is the sign-in screen that Nabil designed. And let's go ahead and look at the Figma, because that's exactly where he was. That's where we do our designing. So let's go and open this guy up. Okay, cool. So let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Come up here. Okay, awesome. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is the sign-in screen right here that Nabil kind of designed. You know, obviously this is all phase one. It's not like perfect by any means, but it's a start. So I did begin styling this and creating this a little bit. So what I have so far is like the background done. And then I have like just the login screen made. But something that I really wanted to change was just have this guy put on this side. Just because I think, you know, just because it's a smaller aspect of the screen, I think the login, because it itself is a smaller aspect, could be over here. And then we can have like our call to action and stuff over here. And I think that would look much nicer, you know. But, you know, even this is not perfect. So, you know, this will all be refined in phase 2 once we're done with this guy. But so currently this is what I have. So I ended up designing, you know, just the basics so far, and it looks pretty good, not too bad. I hope this is like responsive enough to like show you guys, because I haven't worked on the responsive design of it all, but I want this, and I also want the code showing. But you know, I'll do my best. So a couple of things we have left to do. We're gonna go ahead and what are we gonna do? So we want to style all of this, obviously, and we want like a little header. So let's kind of start with that. Start with something easy, right? What should be easy? I don't know. Sometimes when you say something's easy, it takes the longest for some odd reason. But I mean, come on, it's just adding a header. So, okay. So we're gonna go ahead and find our sign-in screen right over here. Don't worry about all this other stuff. That's not at all what we're doing today. It's not even necessary to look at, because it's just all front-end styling at the moment. So let's go. Okay, so I have these labeled. So left login content, right login content, and let me see here. So right login content container. Okay, I'm confusing myself now. Jeez. Okay. Okay, I'll probably change these guys to make these make more sense. The heck is this? I just did this 2 days ago and I already forgot what I did. But it's just confusing me because I know this login screen's on the left side and this is so the left login content. So this is all the left login content. Okay, so I'm gonna change this because this already confused me. So what I was talking about, you want to make this good code so that people can understand it. And obviously I'm like always practicing. I'm not perfect by any means. I'm not like this amazing coder, but things like this you recognize, and you're just like, okay, I gotta update this. Okay, so this is what we want to update, because this is not right login content container, this is left login content container, because this guy's on the left side. So we're gonna go ahead and save that. That should break this. Yep. And we're gonna go ahead and just open this guy up, and then I'm gonna change this guy to left, and that should fix it back up again. Go ahead and save it. There it goes. Okay, got worried for a sec. Okay. So next, let's go ahead and add that header. So this is the left login content container. Let's see, just kind of look at my design. I guess we can just have it right over here. I think that's, for now, I guess that's just a good spot as any. So right above the form, let's go ahead and add maybe an H1. Let's see how that looks. Sign up. There a hyphen. No. Okay, this is just sign up. Sign up below. Really excited. Okay, cool. Cool. So it's right there. I don't want it to be too high up. I'm just gonna kind of give it a little inline style. So like in React, what you can do is you can say style equal sign and then double mustache. I just learned that today. I'm learning Vue.js, and and their documentation, they call them mustaches, and they kind of look like mustaches. So I was like, sweet, yeah, that's what I'm gonna be calling them now. So a double mustache, and I just want to add a little margin on the top. So then camel case this guy, margin top. Let's just do like 1 rem. See how that looks. Did that even work? Let me see. Yeah, let me try reloading this one real quick. Let's try doing padding. I don't know if that's even gonna work. Alright, there we go. Padding works. Cool. Alright, so we just wanted to bring it down a little bit because I felt like it was too squished at the top. Okay, so let's continue this guy on. I kind of want to just bring these guys down. So like, what are these? Inputs. So our inputs are, close this guy off. I'm sorry. Probably makes everything look way more hectic than it is. So right here, this is the form control. I wonder if I already had a class style to it. Nope. Let's see here. Which one do I want to do? Okay. Input with icon. Maybe if I style that. That's another thing. Like you see that the icon's not showing. That's kind of a problem that we need to solve as well. But let's take a look here. And there will be times where I just stop talking because I'm just gonna be thinking, but I'll always reiterate what I did. So input with icon. Let's see if something happens. If we just, whatever, I'll organize it later. Let's just, oops, oopsie. Okay, so input with icon. Wait, actually, if this already exists, input. If I can set the width to like 75 pixels, something noticeably small. Cool, okay, so that does the trick. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a width, I don't know, 300 pixels? Something that looks relatively nice. Yeah, that's kind of nice. What's up, dude?
You trying to do?
Yeah, I'm making a video. You're in it right now.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Yeah,
Hey. What's up, dude? Are you watching? Zilla, you just close the door on me?
Oh, are you on the internet?
That's alright.
Oh, ugly.
Say hi. You're right there. Okay, get out now. You're being weird. Okay.
Fine.
So I think the way we can maybe do this is maybe we should do it in auto. Should probably bring everything to the center. Sweet. I have no idea. I think margin auto just puts even margins all around. So, yeah. So if ever you're not able to center something, always try margin auto. Yeah, that's my tip. All right. Okay, so let's see. I want this to kind of look a little bit nicer too. I actually don't like how long this is, so that's what she said. Okay. Chef name, question mark. Okay. Got this guy. Let's go ahead and style the button. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, cool. Button, make something cool. I'm trying to think. I think because like we're going with this green, let's maybe pick like a little darker shade of this green and see how that works. So let's go ahead and check out, look at this button. We'll give it a class, call it class name, style, oh no, let's call it sign in button. I don't know if that's already a class actually. Sign, oh, that's sign in home button. So that's the button that's on the container. I mean on the landing page. Okay. Done. Sign in button. I'm gonna do that. I'm actually gonna steal some styles from that. Sign in home. So some of the styles that are here, this is like, you know, font, making it bold, no border because by default HTML adds this border, so you just get rid of that border so you can custom, well, make it look nice. When you add that background color, you won't have like this weird black border or gray border going around it. Color black. So the difference between background color and color is that background color is going to go ahead and color up this gray part right here, and your color is just going to go ahead and target the font. So let's just go ahead and copy this. Border radius, those sharp edges, it just kind of smoothens them out. So it goes top left, top right, bottom left. So it goes boom, 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 boom. And you can just make them however round you want. So let's go ahead and copy these styles and paste them. Where is it? Where's it? Oh, right here. Paste them here. Let's see. It's probably gonna look bigger than what we want it to look like, but yeah, that looks so funny. Okay. Okay. So let me just double check to see what my background color is here. So it's BAF9D. And I'm just gonna mess around with this background color a little bit just to find something nice. I think this already kind of, nah, never mind. So BAF9D, if you just hover over this guy, you can kind of see like a color palette. Come on. Okay. So I don't know, something just a little bit darker. I'm just gonna do this freehand. Just a little bit darker. See how that looks. Maybe something we can add is like opacity. This is kind of the fun part. You just kind of mess around, see what works. That's too much opacity. So let's go ahead and do like 0.8. So the more you go up the numbers, the darker it becomes. I don't like that font either. We'll probably change that font. But okay, let's see how it looks if we make the button just smaller. So let's do like 1.5 rem. Okay, that's a little too small if you look at it. Let's do like 2 rem. It's probably better. And the width, let's bring that down to like 8. Okay. Font size, I'm gonna make this 1. Cool. Do we have padding on here? We do. Let's bring padding down to 5. So the reason it's just moving up because I'm just doing that, because padding, if you don't give any specific, like, you can also do with padding, you can do like padding is 4 pixel, but then I can add 4 pixel, 4 pixel, 4 pixel. So each of these represents a side. So it's going to go top. So you can imagine it going clockwise, or in your situation this way. You can imagine it going clockwise. So this first 4 pixels is going to go ahead and add padding up here. This 4 pixels is going to go ahead and add padding down here, or to the right side. Third one's going to add it to the bottom. Fourth one's going to add it to the left. So this goes like that. But if you get rid of all of these and you just do one, then it's going to add an equal amount of padding to all sides. That's why as I reduce this padding, the sign in is getting more and more towards the middle. As you saw before, like if I had it at 7, that was a little too much padding for this size. So like the sign in word became a little lower. So we're just going to stick with 4 because I think that looks pretty good. And I wish I could do like an interactive thing like Dora. Now what do we see is wrong with this? The next thing I see wrong is that we need some margin between the password and this. So we're just going to go ahead and add a little margin on the top. So you can also do, like, you know how I said, like, you can just target specific things. You can do margin top or padding top, stuff like that. So I'm going to do margin top. Margin top. And let's just try 1 rem. See how that looks. I kind of actually want it fairly lower than that. Maybe 2 rem might be good. I actually want all of this a little bit lower. Let's see if I can add more padding. So padding top. Let's try 2 rem. 3. Let's keep going. Actually, what if I just did margin auto? It's worked in the past. Alright, let's see. Margin auto. If this works, that's gonna be funny. No, okay, it doesn't work. Okay. Padding top. 4 rem. Let's try 4 rem. Did I mess something up? I have an extra curly brace over here. Broke the code. Okay, that looks pretty nice. Okay. Okay. Maybe the next thing we can figure out is hey, wait, this should have a title. You know, it should say like username. Ah, there it is. It's in white. Okay. Where is it? Form label. And if I have like something that says label. Yeah, form label right over here. Have it in white. For now, we can just make it black. Just make it black. Okay, cool. Oh, I have the sign in too. Sign up, sign in. This is the sign in menu. What am I doing? This is sign in. So we're just going to say is sign in. No, sign in. Sign up is more or less going to be the same thing. It's just going to be different wording. Let's just get rid of that sign in. I want this guy to not be in the center. I don't know why it's in the center. Form label should not be. Just a simple text align. Start. We'll do that. No. Add some padding between these guys. Maybe we can just do that from here. Padding bottom 2 rem. Okay, cool. this should, I wonder if like, well, I know like align items and all that doesn't work unless you have display flex. Let's see. Form label. Form label. Let's just try it. No, see, it's flex. Can't flex that. Can't flex that, bro. Wait, what if I? Another thing I like to do is just, if you inspect, you can see what styles are already on it, and like, this is using React Bootstrap, so there's probably some inline styles, or there's probably some predetermined styles that are already on this guy. Look at it. The form has display inline blocks. If I get rid of that, or maybe just margin bottom. Maybe if I make this, if I was to make this display flex, there we go. It sends it over to the left side. So now what we want to do, so this is something that I feel like a lot of people don't even tell you either. So if you're using something like, I'm out of water. If you're using something like Bootstrap, React Strap, any framework for your front-end styling, you will come across times where you just want something different. These are frameworks. They don't offer every single thing that you might want. That's where your skills as a developer and knowing CSS and stuff like that comes in handy. So what we want to do is we want to make this, so right now currently this is the style that's on it, right? Inline block, right? And so we don't want that. What we want is display flex. But let me just check, if I do this, will this work? Wonder if it reloaded. That works. Wow, okay, I was just gonna explain like a nice concept, but I guess it works. Okay, cool. I'll save it for another time, but I guess I'll just mention it right now. Why not? But basically, like next to these, you can add this flag, not important, and basically, I'm not entirely sure what it does. Like I haven't officially looked it up, but to my understanding, it overrides any pre-existing styles on it. This certain tag that it already has style. So like this already had display inline flex. You can do not important, and it would override that with this style. But I guess that don't have to worry about that. It looks good. So we got that guy going. What else would we do? Kind of looks cool. It looks very plain right now though. We need more stuff. What do we have on the styles? Maybe I want to round out these card edges a little bit. Just a tad. Let's check it out. That's our container. It's our left content container. Login container. And, you know, add border. I think it was just border. 2 pixels. That should do all of them. That's probably like super unnoticeable, even if it did. Actually, I think the style that we want to use is border radius. Sorry. Border radius. 10 pixels maybe? Yeah, okay. I kind of like that. It actually looks cleaner. Just with the rounded out edges. It looks like it's actually a part of that screen now. It looks hot. Okay. Just to add a little bit more stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and add this next part. So we have all this data. This guy is gonna be pulled from the API. Whoops. That's gonna be pulled from the API. So we'll go ahead and implement that later. This is also going to be the carousel. So as soon as I figure out the logic for that, that's going to be go ahead and paste it onto there. So let's see now. Okay, so let's go ahead and write the words over here. So that is going to go. So if you're relatively new to HTML and you're watching this, everything kind of works from top to bottom. So basically, like if I was to, so it says left login content, and then you have the left login container, and then you have the right login content. So basically what would happen is if I was to take this right login content over here, right, and I was to go ahead and put it up top over here, watch what happens right over here. So everything gets switched around because this gets read first and then this, and it's going left to right. So that's something to be mindful of as you're designing or coding. It's a very important rule, I think. Even if you do display flex and stuff like that, all your components are going to render from left to right unless you add things like a reverse, like display or flex reverse and stuff like that. It's going to go from left to right. So that's a good thing to just keep in mind. One thing I want to do maybe for this, and I'll probably make this in a different video because I feel like this is going to take a while. I kind of want to make this into like a cool, like here, let me show you real quick. So I've been learning Beautify, and I don't think React has, I don't want to download another component right now. I want to try doing this custom because I think it's fun to do things custom, and it just gives you more insight onto how these cool components are like made. But Beautify, which is Vue.js, is kind of like staple framework, has this cool thing. Let me see if I can find the input. Pickers? No. It's like text field. I think it's called text field. Text and typography. No. Inputs. UI components. Where application form inputs right here. So input. So if we come over here, let's just look at this one maybe. So when I click on it, it scales up. That looks really clean. So the label itself scales out. I don't really know how they do it, but one thing you can do, you know, if you're ever interested in looking at somebody else's code and just thinking, how the hell did they do that? Inspector tool, because these guys are basically taking CSS and compacting it into this tag that you can just add to your. But if you want to know how anything is done, go to the inspector tool, go to the styles, this input, you look v text field input, and you can see all of these cool things. So it's flex 1 auto, line height, the padding that they added, the width, etc., etc. And I think if you can probably see what happens when you click on it too. I think there's probably like an active component maybe when I do this. Yep. So like, do you see how that just went highlighted? So like I do this. So like this is the V label, right? If I do this, it adds the active. So what you can do is now you can come down here and you can look for the active. So boom. Oh, right there. You see it appeared. So when it becomes active, what's going on? What's the transition, right? So it's going to go ahead and translate it. Whoop, sorry. I guess I can't. So it's going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and well, what the heck is going on? Come on, man. Right when I try to explain everything. Okay. Okay. The heck, man. Okay, they're crossed out for some reason now, but I'll read them to you. So max width is going to be, what's that, 133%? Yeah, 133%. So that's, honestly, I don't know what the hell, why is it more than 100%? But we work around with that, you know? We find out why. But you know, it says this is the this is the transformation property right here. It goes ahead and says translate y, and then it gives a value of minus 18 pixels. So that means that because the current component was over here, it's going to go ahead and translate it up that many pixels. And then the scale property is going to go ahead and scale it, meaning it's going to go ahead and scale it to 0.75. And I'm guessing that means that it's going to go ahead and take 0.75 of what it originally was and map it onto this, or scale it down to that. So 75% of what it was, it's going to go ahead and scale it down. And then that's it. Like, it's very simple. And then you just go ahead and add your colors and stuff. And those are like done on active as well. Somewhere, probably add the RGBs, but you can do that in the active class on CSS. But you know, very great tool. Make sure, like, if you're getting into styling and stuff, make sure to look at this inspector tool a lot. Don't be afraid of it. I know this is one thing that I was scared of, and it's become my friend. Like, just using it, you know, everything's in plain CSS right here, and all these components look very daunting at first. And you just look at it, and it's just all basic CSS, you know, but just used in very clever ways. And, you know, you can pick stuff up from this and apply it to your own applications. Or use a framework. But you want, I want to do this custom. So, you know, you'd get rid of this border and etc., etc. But let's go ahead and add this. So we're going to be working in the right login content screen. So we're going to go ahead and add. So the first thing that's going to go on is the chef's logo. So that's going to be an image. And this isn't actually the real logo. This is just something we picked up off of Google. That's another tentative logo. But there should be one. Chef's background. Pop banner holder image. That? Oh, yeah, that's a different. There's so many. Chef banner logo. There it is. This is black one right here. So we're gonna go ahead and call this guy. So we're gonna use an image tag. So go ahead and do image and src. Go ahead to /assets. That's the folder that we're up over here. And then go ahead and do /chefs logo 1. And then you have to do .jpeg as well. Oh wait, chef banner logo.png, sorry. Okay, chef banner logo.png. Okay, and then, you know, in the future, like, you know, you'd want to add like some sort of alt text. Just helps with like metadata and stuff like that. And like, if you're, apparently it's like, it's good to have, like, when I was watching tutorials, people said it was good to have for like people who with disabilities too. So it's, you know, get in the habit of adding alt text to your images if you don't already. So we're gonna add this. It's probably gonna blow up all over the screen right now because we haven't added any stylings. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, it's not that big of an image. That's why on my main landing page it's so distorted. But it should look fairly nice for this guy because, here, let me just minimize this all the way over here. So you see how it's gonna overflow? We don't want that. I'm gonna fix that later. But right now we're just working on doing some cool stylings to this. Okay. Okay. So let's move this over. I don't want to shrink it too much, that's why. So now what our challenge is we want to get this guy to move over here. We're gonna try using margin auto. Yes? Yes? No? Oh shoot, what did I just do? There we go. Okay. Okay, margin auto doesn't work for everything, but okay. Maybe if we do text align center. Text align always gives me difficulties too, man. If anybody has suggestions on how you can center things better, please let me know, because I suck at centering things. It's honestly like my crutch or something. Okay. So another thing we can use here, I'll just create a class name just so everything's in one place and it's really neat and easy to read. I'm just gonna create a class, call it sign in screen logo. Okay. Let's go to our CSS. Come down here. It's gonna do dot sign in screen logo. One thing we can do is make this position absolute. So position absolute is like, I feel like you should use this sparingly. Like, it's not good to use it on everything. Make sure you're using your margins and paddings to really kind of locate things, because what position absolute does is it takes it out of the DOM, so it's essentially not a part of it. So anything that you scale, it's not gonna want to follow it. But what you do is you add a class called position relative, which I'm gonna add to this guy right here. It's already added. Cool. That basically makes this position relative to this container right here. So let's go ahead and add position absolute, and then we can add like left and then do like 40% of it, and that should move it over. So that's one way to do it. I don't always like using this just because for scalability purposes, like when you're doing like responsive design and stuff, it's can be a pain at times. So I try not to use it as much as I can, but there are times where you do have to use it. It's pretty necessary. But then we can just kind of do like the top, do like 30%. That brings it down, so that's a little bit too much. Let's go ahead and go to 20%, maybe even 15. Okay, and let's make this logo a little bit bigger. Yeah. All right. Let's try 100 pixels. See how big that gets. Okay, that's too small. Okay, so 300 pixels. That makes it a little bit bigger. Do you see how it's starting to get distorted? Yeah. Hopefully we have a new logo by the time. Okay. So I'm just gonna make that a height of that, and I'll just say width 100%. Okay, no, I won't. Okay, we'll just keep that, and just want to bring it over a little bit more. It's too much to that side now. Okay, but you know, it is what it is right now. Fix it up later. Right now, it's just about getting the stuff down. Okay. Next thing we want is a title that says chefs. So we're gonna go ahead and go to our sign-in screen. So right underneath the image banner, we're gonna go ahead and write H1 and there's chefs. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. So do you see how everything is like, so this is like a good lesson right here, because now what I'm facing the problem is that the chefs is right here showing up, and I don't want to keep adding position absolute. That's just very annoying, and you don't need to do that. What you can do essentially is you can create a div and wrap all your contents in that div, so everything becomes position absolute right over here. Okay, and we're just going to go ahead and take this class and apply it to everything except, you know, the image specific classes that we added right over here. We don't want this. We'll just add that later. So we'll add this. We'll just add it right here. I'm just doing it inline for now. So just do height, and this has to be in braces right here. Just do that. And that should bring this guy down over here too. Cool. So now everything is in that position absolute container. So everything is going to come down accordingly. Let's see if we can text align this. Text align center. Work, yes. It finally worked for once. Okay, so relative to the logo, I feel like this chef's is too small. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of font to this guy, make it a little bit meatier. So font size, and we'll go ahead and say like 2 rem. Let's see how big that gets. Actually, yeah, that's what I thought. I think H1 itself is like default is like 2.2 rem or something like that. So in order to make it bigger than H1, I'm gonna make it that much. Okay, let's see. Let's try 3. Let's try 3 even. I don't know if it should be bigger than the logo or smaller. That's something I'll have to talk to Nabil about. Nabil's way better at designing than me, but let's just keep going with this. Okay. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, and then I'll make this height a little bit smaller. Then yeah, let's do this 275 pixels, just for scalability. Oh no, okay. I was like, did it just do the entire thing? One thing I don't like is the spacing in between here. Okay, can't really do anything about that. That's just what the logo is. Okay. A little bit bigger. Fine. That's fine. Let's bring all this up a little bit, because obviously this, the bigger you make it. Okay. Maybe kind of, how does it be like it? Yeah, he kind of aligned it with the screen itself. So let's do that. Let's get this guy over here. Okay. And then what we want to do is we want to now add the paragraph that says, join our community of passionate chefs and find recipes you actually want to cook. Again, just tentative text. Yeah. Okay. So maybe this can be another, well, we can make it a paragraph tag actually. And then I'm just going to copy and paste this. Copy and paste, come on. We can just do that. Okay, cool. Awesome. And then let's go ahead and save this guy. Let's see how that looks. Probably gonna be really small. Yep, okay. And it offset our chefs. What the heck, man? I wonder why I did that. What if I change this to like an H2? Okay, so I just wanted to mess with me today. Oh. Okay. Why did it do that? Let's see here. Why would you do this to her? Okay, let's see. I just... Maybe we just take away the text center. Maybe we don't need that. Okay, so another thing I probably will do is I'll create another div and I'll put these guys together. Just because I feel like these guys should be batched, so what happens to one will happen to the other. Okay, let's go and cut this guy and put it right here in this divider. Okay, so I'm gonna add an overarching style of text align center. Let's see how that guy works. Cool. Okay, and now everything for some reason went that way. So just just do like, let's try marginato. I don't think this will work because it's out of the DOM. So I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Just gonna try refreshing this. I don't know if this refreshed at all, but I just want to mess around. Sometimes before actually implementing the, that's what you can do is like mess around over here. So maybe like if we had like a display value, display flex, and then we can do add another column maybe, flex direction column. No, it's not gonna do anything. Like column. Right. Then align items. Flex. Start. Or maybe center. Or justify. Justify content. Flex. Start. No, that's not gonna do anything. Okay, that's fine. So it's essentially doing the same thing. So we don't need these styles at all, really. So kind of bogus styles. What we can do is just do like a little padding maybe. Padding. Or hang on. Why would it offset that, man? That's annoying. What if we do text align center for this guy? Sometimes the reason the image won't align is because it doesn't have a, like an overarching thing. So maybe if I just do this, and then if I just style this as center, text align center. Sometimes that works. There we go. All right, that solves my issue right there. So obviously you can see like it's way off center now. I want to go ahead and reduce my left by probably like 10%. Let's try. Probably works pretty well for now. Let's go ahead and bring it down to like 18 or something. Okay, let's do an odd 15. Okay, that's pretty good. So I don't want this to just be one line because I think it looks kind of bland and empty. So what I want to do with my paragraph right here is just doing inline styles right now because I think it's easy to do. Perhaps I should have been doing this because it probably would be easier for you to see. I'll keep that in mind next video. But let's go ahead and just give it a max width. So essentially max width is just going to do exactly that. It's not going to let it go past a certain width. So if we give it something like, I don't know, something absurd like 50 pixels, it's going to go ahead and make that container for the width very small. So do you see how everything just bunched up together? So what we want to do is we want to maybe like give it like something that makes the text maybe in like 2 or 3 lines. So we can try like that. That looks really nice, I think. But you know, with everything comes something that gets messed up. So this is why I don't like using position absolute all the time. So maybe later on I'll find a different way to do it, but right now this is working pretty well actually. So we'll just keep it as is. But that kind of let's just wrap up the video there. First video. Maybe next video what we can do is we can work on making that cool transition by custom. I think that'd be something that's fun to look at too. But hey, thanks guys for watching. Thanks for sticking around, man. You know, if you're watching, please let me know, critique me, let me know if there's something I can change in terms of what I'm teaching. If you think, you know, maybe I'm not explaining some things properly, if you want me to go slower, yeah, whatever it is you guys need. If you're looking for learning purposes, if you're looking for just for fun, I hope you're having fun. And if not, you know, I can't do anything about that, bro. But you know, let me know, please, if you are watching this, if there's some things that I can change in terms of how I should be conducting these videos. My goal, like, I know there's a lot of videos out there that teach you how to code and stuff like that, but I know they teach you kind of by the book, but not really. They try to explain everything in layman's terms, but what I want to do is get even simpler than that, because sometimes the way I like to learn is when a buddy is teaching me rather than a teacher teaching me. And that's kind of how I wanted to feel like, is that your like friend is literally coming up to you and he's like, bro, just do this. You know, that's kind of the premise that I want. You can learn all that other stuff from other people, but I just want coding to be fun, and I want it to be very easy. So that's why I want to use analogies. That's why I want to show you multiple examples of things as I teach you. That's why I do go off topic, but if you don't like that, please let me know. But I do like to go off topic a little bit, like how I showed you Beautify, just because I think it helps put things into perspective, and I think it makes coding itself a little less scary. Just to see that, you know, everybody does things differently, but the premise, the foundation is all the same, and it's just your creative mind that, you know, makes these things come to life. All right, so yeah, thanks for watching. My first video, hopefully many, and I'll see you in the next one.